Whoa, happy Friday night, everybody. I am your host, Mike Laro, aka Big Mike. Welcome here to Out of the Box Sports. Welcome to another edition of Big Mike's 4 for 4 Locker Room Sports Podcast. Guys, we got an action packed hour for you. Definitely some of the things we're going to be going over. Sixers locked in at 3. We're going to be paying our farewells and our last respects to the 2023 season for the Philadelphia Flyers. We got the Phillies home opener today against the Reds. We're going to be diving into that. And of course, big things, Eagles move, signings, draft. We're going to be diving into that. So, guys, we got an action-packed hour for you guys here today. Eileen, what is up? How are you guys doing? To my friends over there in the rejects. Sorry, I haven't been in. Laptop issues. Adam, what's going on? Nice to see you, buddy. Welcome. First things first, though, guys, we're going to jump right into those 76ers. They locked into the 3rd seed. If you're going to be watching the game tonight, you might as well look for something else because you're going to see a bunch of people that you don't know or that you usually see coming in late in the games. No Embiid, no Harden, no Maxey, no D'Anthony Melton. I think the only one who might be playing is Tobias Harris. So it's him. Oh, and Mac McClure, the kid who just who just helped. By the way, shout out Delaware Bluecoats, G League champions, Sixers minor league team there. Oh, there's our boy Dan. Make sure you check him out next. He's coming up next. Big Blue Power Hour with him and my offspring. They will be here talking all New York Giants football. Make sure you want to tune into them, see what's going on there up in the world in New York. But yeah, guys, Sixers locked into 3. Joel Embiid played a half last night, scored 20 points. Game was mute. Although I did take some decent, I took some notice the way Miami was playing them last night. I don't know if you guys watched the game or not. If you watched it, was it me or did they have Jimmy Butler all over Joel Embiid last night? Like, they really put Jimmy Butler on Joel Embiid last night, and he was doing a really good job. And they taking Adebayo, and Adebayo was basically following Harden around. So, give Miami a little bit of credit there. They're going to be stuck between that 6 and 10 or 7 and 10 area for them to play off in the I guess that play-in round, which is going to happen next week. But yeah, tonight they're in Atlanta. Mamu. Hey Mamu. How's everybody doing? Nice for you to join us. But yeah, definitely go ahead and just kick back, relax, man, because for the Sixers, they're just going to be practicing over the next week. They got the 3 seed locked up. Kind of a scary game the other night, Tuesday night, watching that game with Boston. Almost let it slip away again. Joel Embiid had a great night. He had 52 points, scored half of the Sixers' points. But somebody else other than Joel Embiid's got to step up. Because if not, what I've been saying all year looks like it's heading right for where I said it was going to head. Like, let's keep this kind of in mind. Sixers lost to Denver, their last road trip that they had out. A lot of people were like, well, if they would have had Harden in there, they would have beat them because Harden would have gotten more than what they lost by, which is true. You're going back to this Celtics game Tuesday night. No Jaylen Brown in that game. Their starting center was out in that game. That's a lot of points missing off the board right there. Those two guys play, man. They waxed the Sixers for a 4th time. They beat them again. And, to me, somebody's going to have to help out Joel Embiid with the scoring. Because now, once this second season starts, this playoff season starts, man, it's going to be rough. Because all the defenses are going to key in on stopping Joel Embiid. So Harden's got to step his game up. Maxey's got to have a better game too. I'm sorry. You cannot put up 5 points against the Boston Celtics. I mean, he looked like he was like rushing shots. And so Sixers definitely have the number 3 seed locked up. As it looks right now, as it looks right now, they'll be playing the Brooklyn Nets. If they do play the Nets, I think that's over 5 or 6 games. Sixers losing last night may have the Heat moving up to get the 6th spot by the end of. I'd rather have the Nets. Everybody Meek would have, or Mieko. I'm Paul. Everybody would have that. Would rather have them play Brooklyn. It's probably a better matchup for the Sixers, but I don't think they can catch them. I think Brooklyn would have to lose one of their last 2 games, and Miami would have to win out. So we'd have to wait and see what happens there. But I don't know, man. I think the Sixers should take Brooklyn out between 5 and 6 games. I say 6 at the most. I don't think it's going to go 7. I can see Brooklyn stealing a game somewhere. If the Sixers play sloppy, I can see Brooklyn taking 2 games. I don't think Brooklyn's going to eliminate the Sixers. But that sets up that key matchup for the next round. And that next round is they're going to have to play the Boston Celtics. I called this. I said it on this show. I said it over on Devereaux with P&M in the AM. I had to tell my knucklehead partner over there. I got mocked for saying that, maybe you should try and trade Embiid to get something back because the Sixers didn't build enough around them. I don't see the Sixers beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. And if they do beat the Celtics, they don't have enough in the tank to beat the Celtics and the Bucks back to back. They don't. And if you're out there thinking that they do, you're kidding yourself, and you're only going to be mad and disappointed by either round 2 or the Eastern Conference Final. Now, if they get to the Eastern Conference Final, I will have considered this a successful season. They took a next step up. Maybe they can get some of this dead weight out of here, restructure some of these deals, and put some players in here around Joel Embiid. Like, I'm fine with Harden walking at the end of the year. I'm not signing that dude to nothing. If he wants to go get paid, let his butt go back to Houston. Houston ain't got no future. He can go down there and play all he wants. Sixers got to go out and get the right free agents. They got to put the right people around this guy. They had a guy, but they decided to keep Ben Simmons and let that guy walk to Miami. That was the guy that was in the building last night. Garden Joel Embiid. So, I mean, with that being said, man, I really don't see them getting past the Boston Celtics, which, again, is going to be a second-round exit. So, for all this change that the Sixers did in the offseason, upgrading their bench, they're still going to bounce out the same. They're still going to bounce out. I just don't see them. Like, you guys, you have to look at it. You have to look at it with your eyes, man, and just tell, like, yeah, have the last 3 games that they've played against the Celtics been tough? Yes. Opening night, I throw that out the window. Opening night. You get the jitters. Everybody, and, a game can get away from you. Not worried about opening night, but the last 3 have been close. The last one in Boston and the last 2 here have been extremely close. So it's not like the Sixers got blown off the court, but it really took a 52-point effort from Embiid, only scoring 103. Think about that for a second. That dude scored more than half the points. He scored more than half the points. His teammates sat around. They're going to need scoring from somewhere else. Their defense is going to have to get a lot better. If not, they're going home in the second round. They're going home. That's all there is to it. So, with that being said, like I said, right now, looking like a 3-6 matchup with the Brooklyn Nets. If that is the case, I like the Sixers in 6. I honestly worry about the Sixers-Nets series. Nets playing with house money. No, I'm not worried about the Nets. The Nets they're in there, yes, but I don't think they have enough talent to beat the Sixers. I really don't. But again, I've seen stranger things happen. Like, I remember a Seattle team, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder now, for all you youngins who don't remember the Seattle Supersonics. I remember them being the number 1 seed in the West, and had beaten the Denver Nuggets literally every time they played them that season. Like, and I mean, beat them by 10 or more points, and the Nuggets beat them in 5. The Nuggets beat them in 5. If you go back and look at some of these old tapes, you'll see our old center, Dikembe Mutombo, he's standing there holding the ball, smiling. That was the night Denver upset Seattle and knocked them out of the playoffs. I believe that was 1995 that happened. And I remember watching going, wow. Because back then, I liked the Sonics. They were one of my favorite teams to watch. Love Gary Payton, love Sean Kemp. Eileen says that she thinks the Sixers are going to destroy the Nets. I don't think they're going to destroy them. I think they're going to beat them. Like I said, if the Sixers play the way they're playing, and you're looking at the two teams matched up, the Sixers should win that series in 5. Now, whether they do or not, it's kind of up to them. But going forward after that, I think they're 2-through again. And I think this time, ultimately, it's probably going to cost Doc his job. I think Doc will be out of here. So a lot of people who don't like Doc Rivers will get their wish. He'll be gone. I'm hoping that they're smart, though. If they do decide to get rid of Doc, I hope they keep Sam Cassell and they promote him as the new head coach, because I think those players really kind of gravitate towards Sam. If you ever watched the games, Sam's the guy that's up in their face and yelling and screaming, and it seems like they really kind of like, I'm not going to say, it's not that they don't disrespect Doc. I just think maybe Doc's message is just wearing thin now, because when you see Doc, you don't see Doc yelling at players no more during games. It's Sam Cassell that's yelling. And that's been getting their attention. So I hope they keep Sam. I wanted him, actually, before Doc. I thought he would make a really good head coach. So, but like I said, I'm looking at the second round, 2-through. I think they're done. And it's going to be a very interesting offseason. Well, now that we're done with the playoff team, let's move on to the other winner team that we can pretty much just give last rites to. Their season is fading fast. Within a week or so, this season will mercifully be over for these Philadelphia Flyers. But with that being said, for the year that has been so bad with this team, there have been quite a few bright spots. The emergence of Morgan Frost. Joel Furby. I know a lot of people don't like Joel Furby. A lot of people don't like him. I felt like he stepped up a little bit this year. Okay. You have, was it Tyson Forrester? He played well. Wade Allison played well. I like the trade for Brandon Lemieux. I really do. I think he's a mucker and a grinder. He's definitely somebody you can keep around. Scott Lawton had a pretty decent season for the Flyers. Cam York, Tony DeAngelo, I thought they had decent seasons. Sanheim had a decent season. Carter Hart had a decent season for what was in front of him. A lot of people want to get rid of him. So, for me, I like the fact that the last few games, you saw Danny Briere with John Tortorella with him upstairs. Pretty much telling John, hey, you're not coaching late. Let your assistants run the team. You tell them what you want them to do. Let your assistants run it. I need you up here. And you know what that was for. That's telling you that's evaluating who they want to keep and who they're going to let walk or who they're going to trade. Kevin Hayes, see ya. And I feel bad too because I like Kevin Hayes. I thought when the Flyers signed him, I was like, yes. You know, I was really happy that they signed him. But to be honest with you, we got sold a bad bag of goods with him. He didn't live up to what we signed him for. JVR can't wait for his contract to run out. Again, another part-time player. You know, Ivan Provorov. I'd love to see the Flyers get rid of him. I got a wish list coming up, and there's two guys. One of them's been around for like ever, but I'd love to see him just come here just for a year, just to help mentor some of these defensemen, and that's Chris Letang from the Penguins. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year. Throw him some cash. Let him come here. Yes, he'll always be a Penguin, but a guy like him, you bring in. Another guy is Krejci, David Krejci from Boston. Or not Krejci, Bergeron. Pierre Bergeron. I don't care. Flyers ain't going to have a captain next year anyway. You bring in Bergeron. Bergeron can show these young guys, lead these guys. No, I have. Oh, so if you have the Letang jersey, Paul, yeah, he's probably going to end up a Flyer. Who was the one guy that was on Pittsburgh's Cup teams, and the Flyers stole him for like 2 years, and then they end up trading him. They traded him to Calgary. Damn, I can't remember the guy's name. I'll remember it sometime. But yeah, I remember that we hated him until he donned the orange and black, and was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's pretty good. So, but yeah, they would be my two guys, honestly. And if you can get Tarasenko, because he's a free agent at the end of the year, there you go. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna cost the Flyers that much to go out and get these guys, but what they will get out of these guys will be really good. This team needs a veteran leadership. They need guys who have been there, done that, and can sit there and say, "No, what you're doing is wrong. We got to do it this way." And plus, too, they can be, they can be almost like coaches on the ice for Tortorella. I've been wanting Bergeron for the last 2 years. He keeps signing 1-year deals with Boston. So I would love to ink him up and just bring him here for a year. Maybe 2. Give him 2 years. Be like, look, we need you here for 2 years. You get him in Letang for 2 years. After that, let them go do what they want to do. I think if you put them guys, you put them around Konechny and Lawton and Farabee and Frost and Allison, you're going to have a really decent squad coming in. Flyers got to get a little bit better on the defensive side of the ball. I love the fact they can let Felix Sandstrom, they can let him go wherever it is he needs to be. We have our backup. Actually, the Flyers, they don't have a backup. They got 2 number 1s. So, I mean, hey, Linda, thanks for tuning in. Linda, by the way, yeah, my chunky butt over there is getting way too big, man. God, she's growing. That's my niece for all you guys that are looking at. She's getting huge. But yeah, this Flyers, this thing can't come to an end fast enough for me. It really can't. I think I've been done since about the All-Star break. I've been done with this team. I bet. So, with that, we're going to move on. I was going to talk a little bit more about that, but you can only talk so much, with the Flyers. You can only go so far, really, with them. Guys, this is our new sponsor, Monkey Colt Coffee. Use the promo code OOTB Sports at the checkout at monkeycoltcoffee.com. You get an additional 10% off. And actually, I am probably going to order some of that tomorrow. I got to check it out with the home foreman, the boss, because I was telling her about this. So I definitely want to order that. Guys, if you did, go on our YouTube page. My co-host Ken Fry from the Las Vegas Sports Scene and the Batcave, he did a coffee review on it. So you guys don't even have to worry about it. You can just look at Ken and be like, hey, if Ken likes it, let's give it a shot. Paul says the cold brew is so good. I'm definitely going to be into that. I'm definitely going to be trying that. So I actually, true story, and Paul could definitely back up my story. I didn't get the full name of Monkey Colt Coffee. So we were in post production. I believe it was after a college football frenzy. And I looked at Paul with a dead straight face. And I was like, oh, Paul. I was like, yeah. I'm like, so what's up with this Monkey Nuts coffee? And Paul literally looked like he almost spit out whatever he was drinking. Joe Sullivan was dying. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's Monkey Colt. I said, oh. I was like, I'm so sorry. So, of course, I said it wrong. I'm just so glad I didn't say it on the air with you guys. It was in a post production. Paul saying again, bourbon coffee. What else can you ask for? I've actually had a Jim Beam fused coffee, which really wasn't bad, but it wasn't chocolate. It was just regular coffee. It wasn't bad. So maybe with the chocolate, I'll have to give that a shot. But yeah, I told Paul one of these days, we got to start rolling and like just kind of do some of the outtakes, like what we do during production. Like that alone would get views on Facebook, like having us, when we do college football frenzy, how we're always cutting up on each other. So, I mean, definitely, this is why, like, when Paul says we're like family here, we are, because like we cut on each other all the time, but it's nothing but love. So, again, there it is right there. Monkey Colt Coffee. Paul said he had that little sponge cake there on the bottom. Paul said he had that. He said it is amazing, so you might want to definitely try that. Again, I'm going to give it a whirl, see what it is. But now let's move on. Home opener today for my Fightins. Elaine, don't say nothing because your Yankees got lucky. They kind of stole one. Oh, nah, I can't do that. Yankees actually are a really good team, and I kind of figured they would lose 2 out of 3 to them, especially because they had Garrett Cole going. And us as Philly fans, it doesn't matter. I mean, Noah looked better, but we all know Noah doesn't start rolling until about June. Like, once the weather breaks 70 degrees constantly, that's when you start seeing the better Aaron Noah. When it's cold and damp like this, Aaron Noah's just horrible. So, he looked better. He did. And I mean, it was a close game. I mean, for a good part of the game, it was like 1-0 forever in that game. They kind of broke it open late. So, I mean, really, between him and Garrett, just, Nola was good, but Garrett Cole was better. Lead us into today. After we had a rain out, which we hardly got any rain. Plus the fact that the Phillies suck, you mean. Oh, TJ's checking in. Hey, TJ, how them Mets doing? They're 4-4. Mets fan always trying to break balls on a Phillies fan. 86 and forever. God, I love the Mets fans. At least I won't have to hear that god-awful trumpet being played this year. Unless what's his name, Diaz, you can play it in his wheelchair. That's all right, though. We'll pull Reese up right next to him. So, yeah, I saw some highlights today with that Phillies game. Wheeler looked good again. Thank you, New York Mets, for Zach Wheeler, for you guys not wanting to pay him. That's not a low blow. I included my player, too. I said Reese can sit right next to him. I just ain't got to hear that friggin' trumpet. TJ's probably got that on loop at his house. Every time the ninth inning comes on, TJ just hits that little button. He hits a little play button on this thing so he can hear Timmy T. Hey, yo, T, if you come on Wednesdays, like 10 in the morning, man. Oh man, I'm out. Oh, here we go. Here comes the chop guys. The Braves. Here we go. The biggest choking team in the world. They got lucky 2 years ago. It's my doorbell tune. That does not surprise me. Although, you know what? I might download that and put that on my wife's phone, but don't say nothing. That's going to be her new ringtone. Because my wife is Latin, yes. And, Braves always start out real good. It's when they get to the playoffs, they poop the bed. I mean, they did get lucky a couple years ago and win a World Series, but, I mean, even the sun shines on the dog's rear end at least once or twice. So, I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about the Braves. Although they do have a good team, and I did pick them to win the division. So, I think they're going to be there. They got some good young pitching, though. They do. But Braves started out hot, and they beat a real good San Diego team yesterday. And they play them again tonight. That should be a really good series for Atlanta. It really should. Actually, for both teams, really. Atlanta will be in the mix in the end. I mean, I'm just breaking balls. I think the Mets will be there, too. Lucky we have no Albies and Strider was hurt, K. No, just sorry, Dan. When the Braves see this logo and it's the postseason, they turtle up, man. I guess the dog missed that sunshine on his ass last year. Yeah, no, that was for my team. Like it started out as a ray of sunshine and turned into a sun shower real quick because we got rained on. It always happens though. Like every time, listen, as a Phillies fan, you look at some of the teams we've had to play in the World Series, and you wonder why we get our ass kicked. Like, dude, Astros best team in baseball last year. I mean, hey, nobody beat the Astros until the Phillies played them. I mean, I take some solace in that. Okay, that's one. The 2009, we played the Yankees, who damn near had the best payroll in baseball, highest payroll in baseball, and had a damn near all-star at every position. Went to 6 games with them. Yeah, Phillies don't ever go to 7 games. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't think the Phillies ever made it to a 7th game. It's always 6. Let's see, 93. Oh, look at that. Look at that Toronto team. Go up and down that lineup and tell me who's not in the Hall of Fame. And that's just in the starting lineup. I'm not even talking about their pitchers. Holy shit. I'm surprised that Phillies team even won a game. But, what was it, 83? 83, the Orioles, same thing. Bunch of go up and down that lineup. It just seems like whenever we get there, it's like a stacked lineup on the other side. But that's the way it is. That's the way Braves chip the Dodgers and the Astros. Yeah. But see, the Astros had to be good boys, though, because they had just got caught cheating the year before. So you knew they wasn't going to cheat again. Not to say that they cheated against the Phillies. They were a better team, but I don't know. As many times as Atlanta won the division and got to a World Series, they should have way more than 2. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. They should have way more than 2 World Series. You guys should have like about 12 by now. I mean, dude, you guys went to the playoffs every year in the 90s. Every year. How many World Series did you go? You went to like what? 92, 90, no, 91, 92. Went back again in 95, 96. I mean, Braves were and I'm not even counting like going on like just recent years. Like the Braves been in the playoffs probably. What, they won the division like what, 12 straight years. So that's 12 years you guys went to a postseason game. 2 World Series out of 12? Like, that's only the 12 that I was counting. Like, I'm not even talking about, like I said, recently. 2 World Series. You've probably been there about 20 times, easily. 20 times. I'll say between 17 and 20 times the Braves have been in the postseason. They got 2 World Series. And half of the time, they were probably the best team in baseball. That's why I say best team don't always win. It's always the hot team that wins. And the Phillies were hot last year. This year, I think it's going to be somebody else. It's very hard for a team who loses the World Series to get back there. The Dodgers did it. But it's hard. It was pitching. No, it wasn't just pitching, those teams too, man. Those, Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox, but you also had guys like Klesko, McGriff. Trying to remember who else was on those teams. Blauser. God, they had a stacked lineup in that Atlanta team, man. But anyway, Phillies win today, 5-2. Yay, we got our second win. It was a really nice moment today. Like I said, they brought Reese out. Reese and Harper, they unveiled the National League pennant that they were going to, I guess it's going to be down at Citizens Bank Park now. They hoisted it up. It was good to see Reese. He just had his knee surgery, so he was there on crutches. So that's what I get, though, for making fun of Edwin Diaz. I made fun of Edwin Diaz, and like about a week later, Reese Hoskins gets hurt. So that's karma. Reese, I'm sorry. So, and now Derek Hall, his backup, is going to be out for another 3 to 4 months. Like I said, the injury bug has just been, it's a mug. But, that's the one thing I can give the Braves credit, man. Like, they haven't really kind of got the injury bug so far this year. They kind of got bit at the end of last year a little bit. But going into this year, man, Phillies got hit hard. Mets got hit hard too. Mets, they just lost Verlander, didn't they? I think Verlander's hurt now. Hurt. I just heard something today about that. Surprising. But yeah, no Suarez for the Titans. He's about, they said, 2 to 3 weeks away before he comes up. Although I think the Phillies got a diamond in the rough, and that's the kid who would be pitching tomorrow, Bailey Falter. I called him our stopper a year ago. And I truly believe that kid just goes out and competes, man. He does. He just goes out and competes, and that's all he does, man. And I think he's going to stick around. I'd like to see them give him the 5th starting spot. Let Andrew Painter go down the minors, stay down the minors for the whole year. We don't need Painter up here. If Aaron Nola walks, then Aaron Nola walks at the end of the year. Or if you resign him, you resign him. If you resign him, that's cool. If he walks, you bring Painter up to take his position. You make Wheeler your ace, which is Wheeler's our ace anyway. So a lot of Phillies fans have made Zach Wheeler our ace after his first season here. They was like, no, you're no longer our ace. So, like I said, it was gutsy win. I mean, it was gutsy win. It was a nasty day out today. Down here, wind was whipping around. Zach did pretty good today. I think he had like 5 or 6 strikeouts over 5 1/3 innings pitched. Again, Brogdon, or not Brogdon, Benintendi came in. Benintendi, is it Benintendi? Bellotti. I'm sorry, Andrew Bellotti. Bellotti came in. Again, he's probably been the only one. Verlander 15-day DL as of yesterday. Okay. Like I said, I just heard about it today. So about him going on the DL, and that kind of shocked me. Because Verlander's been really, really durable. But it's got to be something in that Mets organization, because people go there, man, and as soon as they get in a Mets uniform, dude, all of a sudden every ailment and body parts start breaking down. Like, the Mets haven't caught a break, man. They really haven't when it comes to pitching. I mean, God, Jacob deGrom every year is a Cy Young candidate, but he spent 3 months on the DL. It's just crazy. They go out and get them the American League Cy Young Award winner, bring him to New York, and now he's on the DL. Their closer, who closed 50 games for him a year ago, out for the year. That's a tough one. But I did hear this. Mets have a hospital as a partnership, and they wear the patch on the arm sleeve. It's kind of fitting. Wow. It started with Danny Jones. It's the turf in New York. Oh, that's great. Eileen, was that I said Elaine. What the hell? Dude, I really need to get some sleep. But Eileen is a Yankees fan, so any chance she gets to take a shot at a Mets fan, I think they're the best arguments. I don't know what it is, but if you get a person who likes one New York team and another person who likes the opposite New York team, like Yankees, Mets, and you watch them argue, it's probably the best thing ever. I just sit back and go, I'm from Philly, dude. I don't know nothing about this. Have fun. Just let them go. Jets and Giants fans, I was privileged to go to one game. Eileen is a great lady. Yes, she is. Boo. Stacy, what do you like? You like all the New York teams? What are you going to say? Go Rangers next? God, likes the Giants, the Yankees, the Rangers. What are you, a Knicks fan too? You going to go sit next to Spike Lee at the Garden? At the Garden, as they say in Boston. Oh, man. She said right on high five. Are you still high fiving yourselves on my screen right now? She said actually, yeah. Oh God. Well, if you want to hear them talk about those New York Football Giants, you can definitely do that. I believe at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, you'll be hearing them guys talk. So I will be going for about another 20 minutes. He's a smart man, that Spike Lee. Yeah, he is. I wish I had his money. He spent an awful lot on tickets. But we're gonna break it down right now. Yeah. I did. I didn't see it. I heard about it. I was actually listening to the game while I was working, and I heard he got tossed. So yeah, crazy. I laugh anytime a manager gets tossed in baseball. It's like the funniest thing ever. But now we're gonna move on to the team in Midnight Green, soon to be Kelly Green again. The Eagles sitting there with that 10th pick, and wow, there's a whirlwind right now on who they're going to take with this 10th pick. And it really does have to, like, right now you really can't say. They can go in 5 different directions. They really could. They can go offensive lineman, they can go defensive lineman, they can go running back, they can go linebacker, they can go defensive back, they can go safety. Yeah, that's 6 different positions they can go with that pick. To be honest with you, I think it's going to boil down. I got down to 4. I got it down to 4. If Jalen Carter is there at 10, they are taking Jalen Carter. No ifs, ands, buts about it. That kid canceled every trip to a team past 10. If you're coming out of a school and you're going to go, and you're a top 10 pick, you're going to go to at least 15 teams. Because you don't know if you're going to slip or not. This kid literally looked and said, I'm not going past where Philadelphia is. I'm not going past there. He's already been in town. If he's there, you got to take him. If he's not on the board, Jalen Carter, you go to the next best player. And for me, the next best player, I know a lot of people are thinking it's Bijan Robinson. I'm not going to go that route. The next best player for this Eagles team is Pete Sharansky, the versatile offensive tackle outside of Northwestern. But to be honest with you, I don't think either one of them two. I don't think Carter or Sharansky is going to be there when the Eagles pick. I think they're going to be off the board. I can see Jalen Carter going to Detroit. I can see Sharansky going the pick right before the Eagles to the Bears. Those 2 guys are gone. So now it leads me to the other 2 that I was looking at, which is the edge rusher. Was it Mena? I believe his name is. And Devin Witherspoon, the cornerback from Illinois. Or you do the smart thing, trade back. Both are going. Carter to the Seahawks, Dombrowski to the Bears. Maybe. That's another thing, too. Yeah. I keep forgetting Seattle's got that. They got Denver's pick. So, yeah. I can definitely see that. Like, again, I can see the Eagles going edge rusher. If Devin Witherspoon is there, if them other 2 were taken, Devin Witherspoon, probably their third highest person on their draft board. Gonzalez will be gone. I think if Gonzalez doesn't go to Seattle, he's going to go to Detroit. Whoever Jalen Carter goes, he's going to the opposite between Detroit and Seattle. So I think Christian Gonzalez will be the first DB off the board. I don't think he's the best. I like Devin Witherspoon better myself. I actually, if I'm grading him, I had it Witherspoon, Porter, then Gonzalez. So I think Joey Porter's a standout. My problem is the only way you're going to get down to grab Porter is you would have to go in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He just graded out that way. Paul, I think because of Combine. So, but I still think if you watch the tape on him, you watch the tape on all those guys, to me, Gonzalez is the third best. You know, Witherspoon was going up against guys like Marvin Harrison. You know, he was going up against the wide receivers from Michigan. Yeah, exactly. You know, Porter's going up against the same, you know, as Witherspoon. So, I'm not looking at that right now, man. So, with that being said, I'm looking at me personally, and this is me. If you're looking at those teams anywhere from, I say from 12 to 15, there's going to be somebody in there that they want. I'm looking to do a deal somewhere in there. Because if you do trade back, okay, say you get like 16 to pick after Pittsburgh, you might not get Joey Porter Jr., but Bijan Robinson will still be there. If Bijan Robinson's not picked at 10, he's going to go between 10 and 16. You just got to look at the board. The board's already telling you what teams are going to do. And I'm not really sold on Arizona taking Will Anderson either from Alabama. So I'm really not. I mean, he could still end up there. A lot of people are thinking, you know, yeah, he's the best defensive end. He's going to go there. But something's telling me he's not going to end up there. So one of these top guys are going to fall. And right now, like it's to me, it's leaning towards Jalen Carter being the guy to fall. But them 215 boys says all I care is 26 Gibbs is still there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can see Buffalo grabbing him. I can see Buffalo trying to, or not Buffalo. Damn, I gotta bring up. I'm trying to remember the draft order here. Hold on, let me bring up the draft order. There we go. Man, I'm trying to bring up this mock draft here. Here it is. All right. Stroud. I'm trying to get down here. Hold on. Who is? How about that? The dude got. Yeah, that ain't happening. They got the Eagles picking. Yeah, Buffalo picks at 20. Chargers pick at 21. Ravens pick 22. Jacksonville. Kansas City. Or no, this is projected. Never mind. It's the Giants. It would be the Giants before the Cowboys. So out of those teams, that if I'm sitting there looking, thoughts on once Robinson or Gibbs are going, Zeke falls afraid. You know what? I think if Dallas can't get Gibbs, I would not be surprised if Zeke goes back to the Cowboys. He'll just take less money. Because look how long he's been out. Now, he made it clear of teams he wanted to go to. Nobody's moved on him yet. So I think you'll find a spot for Zeke after the draft. I don't think he burned any bridges. They released him after he did him a solid. Like, I don't know about that, man. Like, you ask the guy to take a pay cut, he takes a pay cut, and then you cut him 3 days after that. After you agree to take a pay cut. I don't understand that. That's the one thing that's always bugged me with the NFL. You can get guys to take pay cut and restructure their deal, but then, like, you can just turn around and say, you know what? No, we need your money, so we're just going to let you go. It's kind of really, it's bad business, man. Bad business. That's a burnt bridge. Pay cut $3 million, then your ass is cut. That's Jerry, man. You got to pay for another plastic surgery on his face. So, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Roster moves with the Birds. I think they're pretty much set. I'd like to see them. I'm cool with the linebackers they signed. They're young. They don't have a lot of tread. They're pretty decent players. I'd like to see them get another safety. Rodney McLeod. Just saying, he's out there. Yeah, I would definitely. That's another one too. I would think, man. Would you trade if you're an Eagles fan? Would you consider trading back? One of these trades that I saw projected was nuts. This was. I'm going to read you this. The Eagles trade the number 10 pick. Okay. They trade the number 10 pick. This is how this. I'm hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to tell you how this one has it. Okay. This is Reuters mock for the first round. Is that his name? Yeah, Chad Reuter. This is his mock for the first round. Crazy. He has going number 1. Of course, he's got C.J. Stroud. 2, Bryce Young. 3, Anthony Richardson. 4, this is what I'm saying here with this one, Will Anderson Jr. I'm not so sure with that. 5th pick. Projected trade. Oh. Number 5. Paul, you ready to hear this one? You're about to die laughing, bro. You are about to die laughing. Seattle at number 5 takes Joey Porter Jr. I'm a Penn State guy. Love Joey Porter all 4 years he played. My man. He's on the NFL Network. I'm looking at this dude's got some. He's got trades popping all over the place. With the 6th pick, he's got Detroit taking Lucas Van Ness from Iowa to go play on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. Dude, this is great. Hold on, I'm going to move this over just so I can say it. So I can show you all my reaction when I'm reading this. You guys can look at me and go, yeah, that's not going to happen. All right. Number 7 to the Raiders, they have Christian Gonzalez. To the Atlanta Falcons, they have the kid from Texas Tech, Tyree Wilson, the edge rusher. Number 9, Jalen Carter goes to the Bears. This is the best one. Minnesota trades the Eagles for the number 10th pick. Minnesota takes a big swing for moving up for Will Levis. Okay. Philly receives, dig this, ready? Receives, they move down 13 spots to take over the 23rd ranked pick. Receives a 2023, their second rounder, and a first rounder next year. I would actually do that if Minnesota wanted to give us all you get a 1, 2, and another 1 for next year. You move down, take their 1, they give you a 2 this year and a 1 for next year. Oh, hell yeah, I'm doing that. Bro, this guy's mock is awesome. Hold on, I'm not even done, dude. He's got all kinds. Joey Porter going 5th. He had to do this so people would talk about him. He had to have, because there's no way he looked and said, Joe, he's got Joey Porter as the best rated cornerback then if they got Seattle taking him 5th. And like I said, I'm a freaking Penn State fan. I'm a Penn State fan. I watched Joey Porter. All right, hold on, Paul. I'm going to finish reading this out. Number 11, they got Paris Johnson going to Tennessee Titans. Pick 12, Houston Texans, Bijan Robinson. So, yeah, they got Bijan Robinson going to the Texans, even though they just drafted a kid, Dameon Pierce, a year ago. Like, come on, man. These guys really don't. I think they just put stuff up there just to put stuff up there because it doesn't make no sense. New York Jets get Peter Sharonsky. Here we go. I like this pick, and I could see this happen. New England Patriots, Bill Belichick select Devin Witherspoon. I could see that. I could definitely see that. 15, Jackson Smith Najigba going to the Green Bay Packers. Washington Commanders, Osiris Torrance, the guard from Florida. 17, Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. Trenton Simpson. He's got Gonzalez going to the Raiders. 2 picks after Porter. He's got Porter going 5, Gonzalez going 7, Witherspoon 14. That's where he's got him going. All right, pick 18, Detroit Lions, Kalijah Kancey. He's going to go there. 19, Tampa Bay Bucks, Broderick Jones, Georgia. Man, that kid's only a sophomore. Buffalo Bills, Nolan Smith. 21, Jordan Addison, wide receiver USC, staying home to play with the Chargers. Baltimore Ravens getting Miles Murphy. And then 23, he has they got the Eagles getting a defensive tackle, Adeniwa Adebore from Northwestern. '24 is Deontay Banks going to Jacksonville. Kansas City Chiefs in a supposed trade with the Giants get Jalen Hyatt, Tennessee wide receiver. Who do they have the Cowboys taking? Paul, you ready for this? You ready for this? You are going to wait till you hear who this dude has Dallas taken. He has Dallas taking Dalton Kincaid, Utah tight end. Don't you guys got 2 good tight ends there? 27, Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a trade. Paul. This is nuts. This is a trade with the Buffalo Bills. This Zay Flowers pick. This is who they're getting. Flowers, a Tyler Rocket clone, will allow Geno Smith to make of it. So hold on. What are they getting out of this? Where is? Oh, so Buffalo just trades back. Oh well. Your boy Baby Gronk goes to the Bengals. New Orleans Saints pick up Cody Mock. Offensive lineman. And here's pick number 30, bro. Las Vegas Raiders with a trade with the Eagles. Now, the Eagles are going to trade twice. And they're going to pick up Hendon Hooker. Giants are going to pick up Cam Smith, cornerback. And that's the end of the first round by Chad Kruger. Guys, I don't know what he must have just, I don't know. It's crazy. Tell me what you guys think of it. Dude, some of these mocks are just crazy. They're crazy. But guys, listen. I'm probably going to have more names next week. Haha, Hooker and Garoppolo at the Bunny Ranch in Vegas. That's a headline. That's a headline. Oh boy, that's crazy. Well, guys, look, listen. Nick Jigba is a sleeper. Dallas Room is there as well. If he goes to Dallas, Jesus God, Dak ain't gonna have no excuses now, because now you're gonna have 4 wide receivers you can throw to. Jesus Lord. But yeah, it's gonna get real interesting in these next couple of weeks, I think, guys. Real interesting. So, guys, listen. I'll be back in about a minute. We're gonna play our sponsors. We got to pay some bills. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Woo! Guys, make sure you stay tuned. That's right, live draft and NFL draft. We were on here last year. It was myself, Paul Spencer, Joe Sullivan was on here. We had Joey Woods on for a little while. So it should be fun this year. Can't wait to be a part of it again. Guys, don't go nowhere. Coming up next to Big Blue Power Hour, you got my offspring. I mean, guys, if you like listening to me for an hour, wait till you hear the kid. He ain't so bad. And speaking about not so bad, his partner, Dan, not so bad either. So if you're into Giants football, make sure you guys stay in. I would say Stacy, but we know Stacy ain't going to be there tonight. So she will be there in spirit. But usually they're a trifecta over there, over at Big Blue Power Hour. Thank you guys once again for joining me tonight. I will see you back regular time next week. Same bat time, same bat channel here. Sean Kilrain. Better late than never. He must have been at the game, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter. Yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday night. College Football Frenzy. I'll talk to you guys then.